Person. I've been in the business all my life, started as a lot boy, all the way up to a dealer principal, and then becoming the advocate in reference to online digital consumer behavior, the voice to the dealer. It's very interesting when I do 20 groups. I'm in front of people whose names are on the front of the dealership, and I have to say, over the last 12 years, we've constantly trained the internet managers, the internet salespeople, or the BDC people, and the least trained people in our industries are actually the operators. And it's so interesting to sit down and talk to them if you get the quality time with them. Most 20 groups, they'll take 10 pages of notes in a 3-hour workshop because nobody's ever really trained them. So, and then because why that's so important is they create a culture, and this is top-down driven, not bottom-up built. And if you're gonna adapt a culture in your store today, whether it's online reputation management, whether it's mobile, whether it's chat, text, the dealer must understand why that culture must be created, and that's all driven from the person that owns the business. So I think that's why it's critical for dealers to take advantage of every training opportunity they can go to. They're great business people, obviously. And so what I always advocate, here's the thing, if you can mimic what you do on the showroom floor, how you care for your customers on the showroom floor, how you care for them in service, and take those same good fundamentals and just move them and apply them to an online consumer, you're going to be very successful.
Hi, Jack Simmons here, Dealer Training Manager for Cars.com. Today's best practice is about merchandising your inventory. Do you want to capture the most traffic you can out of your online listings? Of course you do. You gotta tell it to sell it. A chance for a shopper clicking for more details about your inventory rises significantly when you have all the merchandising pieces in place. Price, photos, video, and seller's notes. First, let's talk about price. Price your inventory effectively and competitively for your market. A listing without a price does not spur interest in today's transparent marketplace. Photos. Upload vehicle photos to give buyers a complete picture of your vehicle they are interested in. But don't just stop at photos. By using video, bring your listings to life with full video demonstrations of the vehicle. And then last but most importantly, seller's notes. With seller's notes, you can customize a description for each vehicle to captivate buyers. Describe in detail what makes a car special to entice buyers and build trust in that vehicle. So in closing, make sure your inventory gets noticed with effective merchandising. With all these elements in place, you'll keep shoppers engaged on your inventory longer and help establish the connection between potential buyers and the cars they're interested in. When we look at the communication channels that the consumer is choosing to use, it's a little different than the way we perceive it in the dealer world. We typically are very phone-centric and email-centric, and although the consumers haven't really changed that much, they are now going to different channels, and it's really important to understand those channels. The best practice today is to ask the consumer how they choose to be communicated with, and what I mean by that, do you want to talk by email, which is what we're doing most today, or by phone, which is what we're trying to achieve today. But we also have smart devices, we also have text, we have chat, instant message, and one of the things I recommend is take your next 10 customers and say, how would you like to be communicated with? And you're going to be very surprised at how many of them will go to instant message or to text. And then there's another channel too that we may want to think about is our Facebook and Twitter accounts, because those don't rest on typically a business server where they work. So they can do their shopping in private, and not to mention they could also do the shopping on their smart devices. So it's really important to be aware of the behavior, and the way I like to explain it in our dealer workshops is we're all consumers. And just think about how you choose to communicate with your friends and in other business environments. And we know chat's big, or instant message is big in other business commerce. We know that a lot of people text today, and you will be surprised how many consumers would like to communicate with you through text. And the beauty of that is you're going to be able to get their cell phone number, quote unquote, by asking just for a smart device. How can I get this to your smart device? How do you want to communicate with me? So I think it's really important that we just don't become very secular to email, but we understand the other channels that consumers are using today. I think that over 30 years of being in the automotive business, I think you understand your market, you understand your consumers, your socioeconomic environments, and I think it's really critical you know what vehicles are hot in your market, as it would be based on days and inventory. And then there's also tools that you can use. There's a lot of good data out there from a lot of your online providers that can tell you what type of cars are getting the most activity, how many people are clicking on certain cars. And then most importantly for used car managers is that they take that data and look at the cars that are not getting any activity, because it's really important for those not getting any activity, there's something wrong. And it lets them use the data as a management tool.